Hi guys, I thought I would just do a little preface before the vlog starts. These vlogs were taken in early September, and little did we know then what would happen just under a month later in Israel, of which we saw one of the worst attacks on Jewish people since the Holocaust. I feel it's important to still get these vlogs out there to showcase the beauty of the country, highlight the people, the food, everything that we experience, and show you what a beautiful country it is. That being said, my comments will not be a place to argue this. It is not a place of conflict. If there are any pro-Palestine comments, anything like that, they will be removed. I am very strong on my pro-Israel stance, and if that means you unfollow me, then by all means, yeah. Enjoy these vlogs for what they are, which is a family of 4 going away to Israel for a trip to experience what it's like for the first time. And yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know.
Hello.
Good morning. So it is Monday the 4th, and today we are heading over to more southern Israel and the Dead Sea. I'm not quite sure what else we're doing, but obviously we'll take you along. Dad's gone to pick up the car. Oh, you got hair there. Dad's gone to pick up the car, and then we'll pick our tour guide up, and it's about a 2-hour drive. So yeah, hopefully I don't get car sick, because sometimes I do. And not quite sure what kind of car we've got.
Might fall asleep.
Yeah, might have a little napple. And yeah, obviously it's another glorious day out there. Everyone's out on the surf. So yeah, we will catch up with you a bit later once we're on the road.
It's Diesendorf, I would guess, is it? Have a look and say.
Yes, it is.
Is it Diesendorf? Yes.
Right, it's 20 to 8. Let's do this. Greatest Hits Radio, good morning.
Good morning,
That's it.
Well, of course. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Danny. I'm from South East London.
All right. What part of South East London are you in, Dan?
Bexley. Well, I thought this from day one, but first time I found out, you could be 4 hours.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight.
Soon we're going to hit sea level.
So, yeah, I was going to say, are we going below sea?
We are going below. We're still above, but coming up right after this corner, straight ahead, you're going to see a blue sign over there in the rock. And it says sea level. It's coming up straight ahead here. See next to this yellow sign to the right of it?
Yeah.
This is sea level. And there are two camels standing in front of it.
Wow.
See, this is sea level now. Hello, camels. Now we are below sea level, and we'll keep going down.
How far below sea level does it go?
We're going to minus 435 meters below sea level. It's the lowest point we can get on Earth without actually going under the ocean.
Okay. But there's no pressure, so my ears, there'll be a lower pressure, but it won't be like...
Straight ahead, all this is date farms. These are date
Oh,
palm
I love
trees.
dates.
We have huge date tree
Yeah.
farms here. Oh, good. Oh, it's full? Okay.
Yeah. How much is it a litre here?
Oh, it's quite a lot. To fill up a full tank for this car, it would probably be 200 shekels.
Okay.
If you're going. Oh, in the UK it's more expensive?
Yeah.
About $600.
I would say mine...
Oh, damn.
I pay about 100...
We try and keep out the sun, really.
Yeah, you see, white, tan. This is, try tan.
You're getting more burnt than us, don't you?
No, I'm used to it. You know, the skin gets.
I would guess it's very expensive there.
It's sort of like the Miami of Israel,
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
So it's more expensive, it's more kitschy, there's more beach stuff. And when you go into the Dead Sea, do not put your face in, that's number one. And do not
wouldn't
touch your
anyway.
eyes once your hands go in. It will burn like you wouldn't believe. But if you get it in your eyes, which one of you is inevitably going to, just wash it out. They have showers there. The minute you put fresh water on it, it stops. We're driving on Road 90, which is the longest road in Israel right now. A lot of chemicals out of the Dead Sea, like magnesium and bromine. We have a chemical company right at the bottom of the Dead Sea, which treats the water.
On top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
Didn't look like this horrible modern building in the side of beautiful nature, and they did a pretty good job with it. It's fairly, it's not obtrusive.
Yeah.
There's the cable car on the right that we're gonna
see
take.
that.
You'll go up to the top into the visitor center, and there's underground parking, so that we don't have to park outside in the heat.
It's the Masada Visitor Centre, and we're going out and onto the cable car. Darren's gone in the shop.
Josephus Flavius wrote about it almost 2,000 years ago. His account contains all the elements of a fantastic drama in which Jews, Romans, and idealists fight to the death. It's no wonder that Hollywood jumped at the opportunity to tell this fascinating story. With an impressive set and thousands of extras, they created a colossal film featuring the rebel leader Eleazar, son of Yair, and the Roman commander Flavius Silva in the leading roles. However, in the movie, unlike real life, no one really deals with the dilemmas and personal struggles, and certainly not with the more problematic aspects of the story. Then where should we start our story? We could start with the Hasmoneans, who were the first to discover the advantages of this isolated cliff in the heart of the desert. Or we could start at the end, with a dramatic project of Masada excavations, with Yigal Yadin, the head of the excavation team, who would stand on the mountain and read Josephus Flavius' description of the account, and everyone around him could actually hear the echoes of the fighting. Or we could start the quest of King Herod. Herod, who ruled under the auspices of the Romans, built himself a magnificent fortress here on the mountain, which was to be his sanctuary in troubled times. And believe me, he really had troubles. Herod, like any other king, built his palaces to the highest standards of his day. One of them is this Western Palace. Herod's architect was probably a short guy. Here he built himself a bathhouse, and he would put his lamp here and enter his bath. What can I tell you? This king loved the good life. Until now, we spoke about Herod. It wasn't the splendor of Herod's style that made Masada what it is today. The year 66 AD, the Jews rebel against the Roman Empire. 4 years later, the temple is destroyed. Jerusalem falls. Everywhere else, the rebels were suppressed. Masada is the last stronghold where there's still Jewish rebels. And believe me, they didn't need Herod's palaces. The rooms in the wall were divided and used as living quarters. They lived from food in the storerooms, and they drank water from the cisterns, kindly left behind by Herod long ago.
Right from the beginning of the excavations, signs of the rebels were found elsewhere, in the palaces, in the ritual baths, and in particular in the wall. The deepest experience I went through in Masada was when they found in this particular room the first piece of scroll. To see Hebrew letters coming out of the ground, the same letters which are used until today. Later, more fragments of scrolls were found. One I found with my own hands, but the first experience is unforgettable.
Throughout the revolt, groups of refugees sought asylum on the mountain. About 1,000 rebels gathered in this fortress in the heart of the wilderness. In 73 AD, the Romans' 10th Legion arrived with thousands of armed soldiers who deployed themselves around the mountain. An enormous war machine. And the movies do it best, after the Romans, of course. The Romans built an attack ramp. The besieged rebels rolled stones down it. The Romans lit a tower to the top of the ramp, equipped with a battering ram to smash the wall. The besieged erect a wood and earthen wall to sustain the blows of the battering ram. The Romans burn it, but the wind almost burns their own tower. Then the wind veering as if by divine providence to the south, blowing with full force in the opposite direction, flung flames against the wall, which now was all ablaze. And in the evening, when the wall was burnt and breached, the Roman army returned to its camps, assured that the whole affair would be over by morning. But Eleazar had ideas of his own. This is it, the last night. My friends, we've reached the climax of the drama. However, unlike the movie, here apparently the events actually took place. And here at Masada, men with families were forced to decide slavery or death. Eleazar had no doubts, but he had yet to convince his comrades in arms. Ladies and gentlemen, the speech of Eleazar. Oh, my loyal followers, the time has now come that obliges us to make that resolution true in practice. Let our wives die before they are abused, and our children before they have tasted slavery, and preserve ourselves in freedom as an excellent funeral monument for us, as we have preferred death before slavery. Once Ega El-Yadin was asked what was the most important artifact he found on Masada. Dozens of priceless objects were found here, he answered. But if I must point to one find, it would be these ostraka. These potsherds. These may be the lots I'm holding now. Potsherds on which the rebels wrote their names. 10 men who were chosen were the only ones who remained. Their equipment had already burned, and each of them had already killed his wife and children. Then they drew the lots. Who would kill the 9th man and fall on his own sword? And in the morning the Romans arrived, and besides 2 women and a few children, everyone was dead. After the drama came silence. The silence was broken in the 5th century for nearly 200 years by a community of Byzantine monks. 1,200 years later, the first explorers came and rediscovered the mountain. Then the members of the youth movements, seeking a symbol of Jewish heroism, discovered Masada and adopted the mountain. After them came the hikers and the tourists. Masada had become a focus of pilgrimage. Professor Nesser, what do you really think about the act of courage that ended in suicide?
Maybe it's the utmost courage to prefer death to a life of slavery.
So it's death of freedom?
Yes, death as a free man or slavery in the hands of the Romans. Which choice would you make?
No matter what, Masada has become a symbol of staunch resistance against a fierce enemy. And if it is a symbol, then perhaps this might be some kind of victory. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to climb the mountain.
Cable cars, and sometimes they are stuffed shoulder to shoulder and you can't move.
ברוכים הבאים לכאן מצדה של רשות הטבע והגנים. Welcome to Masada National Park.
On both sides. This is sort of a little land bridge in the middle of the Dead Sea. It formed there because the sea has been receding for so many years. But really, this is kind of the place where you denote the North Dead Sea from the Southern Dead Sea. Masada is sort of right in the middle. Everywhere we go from now on will be in the Southern Dead Sea. Anyway, you're looking to the east. Those are the Jordanian mountains. And this is what they were looking at when the Romans were below them, when the Jewish rebels, between 970 and 1,000. That's it. So it was a small community. You know, I'm sure you guys live near towns that have fewer than 1,000 people. It was a small town up here. And what they were doing is looking down there and seeing the Roman siege camps below them, just waiting to kill them all. If you look down there, do you see those squares on the floor? There's one square, two squares, two small ones, and between, there's a large one back there, between the two. Those were 3 of the Roman siege camps on the eastern side. They set up there and they just waited. They waited to kill them. Can you imagine? I mean, these aren't their friends. They knew that their enemies were down there. It's a little bit faded, that one, but you can see where it is. On all the structures here, it'll show you where things are original and where they're restored. That's a guard tower, that tall one that's quite intact, where they used to keep watch over different things on and off the mountain. Now, the Hasmoneans came here, they discovered it, they lived here for a while, they left. It wasn't label it what the stuff was intended for when it was built. When Herod built it, this was one of his army officers' houses, this entire residence. Here, this entire thing. The Jews came here, the Jewish rebels during the war, they looked at this place and thought, oh, we can fit 20 different families living in this one commander's house, right? So they divided the rooms, and they each took one and lived in different houses. That's it. That's enough for them to live in. It's not so bad. About the size of my apartment currently. And look at the view they had. It was just unbelievable. This was the mountain. Now remember, we're 400 odd meters. The history of Masada is so interesting because it went from a pleasure center to an absolute horrible place of violent war which ended in tragedy.
Going up to the guard tower.
No one in, no one out. Guard tower, one of numerous that were up here. And what you're looking at on this side, these are the farming terraces right here. These like 4 lanes is where they used to farm. They actually had their own plants growing up here. They also had cattle up here. They had their sheep and goats and whatnot to make milk and different things. They farmed fruits and vegetables up here. Those over there, see those walls that are fairly intact, those long lanes? Yeah. They're about 5 long lanes. Those were their food storages. They stored food there. Now, when they started excavating here in the early 1950s, they found remains. Scribe on top of Masada. This is a Sofer Sam, a real scribe, and he's scribing right now a Torah scroll. He's writing a Torah scroll. It's one of the most important jobs, maybe the most important job, I would say, in all of Judaism. He is writing a real Torah scroll. And he sits up here every day and works. And this is his office. It's unbelievable. Yes, it's very cool.
Where are you? Hebrew name?
Shimon ben Chaim.
Shimon ben Chaim.
I don't. I'm Sarah, but I don't have.
You are Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah is Hebrew name.
Yeah, it is.
And your
Sophie.
Sophia. And your name?
Darren.
Darren.
Yeah.
Are you Jew?
No.
No. I'm going to write one word in the Torah for your honor. Yes? Okay. Say please after me. Areini Kotev.
Areini Kotev.
Hashem Kedushat.
Hashem.
After you say that, whatever word comes next, he's writing it for you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Shana Tova. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. Go to. Tada. See down below the remains of the ramp. Obviously, this is 2,000 years old, and the ramp has been worn away by wind and weather and stones and time. But this was the ramp.
Well, that path we're looking.
This path, this little hump,
Yeah.
this white humpish,
Yeah.
it was much higher. It came all the way up here.
Yeah.
And this is where the Jews built the final, wooden door to try keep them out, and they broke through it. Look at their siege camp. See that one over there?
Yeah.
That big square? That was the largest one they had here on the west side. It was the Roman 10th Legion, headed by Flavius Silva. He was a violent ruler. And they've just put plaster over it, like a sheen, like a covering, so that our hands don't destroy the actual stones. But this is 2,000-year-old wall decoration. It's pretty cool. This is what the whole thing looked like when it was in its heyday. And you see how large the palaces were. When you walk into them, this was the king's waiting room. What you're standing in right now is the king's waiting room. I don't know about you guys. I'm not fancy enough to have a waiting room at my house for people. But this, when you walk in here, this was the main entrance, the main hall. All there, tons of rooms at the back, tons of bedrooms. And this is a place that people nowadays have bar and bat mitzvahs here. They host a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs up here on Masada. A lot of celebrations here. It's part of the palace. It's part of Herod's original palace, but it's quite a beautiful space that they've created to host important moments and important events. See, they have the chairs they set up, and then people usually read from the Torah up here. It's quite cute when they do it. Not to mention the fact that it has gorgeous views over the eastern side. But this whole thing, this whole complex between that wall and this building, it's all part of the west. All right, you ready to see something amazing?
What, 120 steps?
Yeah, here it gets cool because you're in the shade.
Wow. So that was full of water. I presume if we go all the way down, we've got to come back up again.
Oh, well, I might just stay up here.
It's quite an experience to stand in the largest cistern in the Middle East.
I can see you.
Ah!
Hope you can record me.
You're gonna have to be loud and give it a minute. Once you do it, it'll be silent. Don't talk because it comes back a couple seconds later.
Anything. Are you ready?
Something PG.
Yeah, don't yell help or anything. Then they'll send helicopters.
Oi.
That's good. That's good.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oi!
It's pretty cool, right?
We'll do it again. Ready? Oi!
Isn't it wild?
No, he's like a little boy there.
Darren's like, oh, let me try.
It's pretty fun.
Ions!
Yeah, she would not be closing her eyes. Sit down and just bring those upwards, I will say. She's scared a lot of things. For someone
Please go to Masada next to the car. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Well, at least it's air conditioned and it smells nice going through the summer.
Souvenir shop. Just the we have.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.
So we've stopped for lunch at the Dead Sea Mall. And this is the view. This is the mall. Quite a lot of high-end brands. What was it? Toast?
Well, it's like
cheesy toast,
onion and
pasta, noodles, vegetables.
Yep.
The noodles are, I'll try that. And salad.
That's
I think she smiled.
Another sign here, don't they? Dead Sea, Israel.
They really want you to make sure you know where you are. Let's go get some chairs under.
It's very quiet at the Dead Sea. Going in. Oh, it's really, really warm. Whoa, whoa! Oh, we've got to be careful. Oh! Steady. Steady. Steady.
Now you're just on your front.
Elegant as Darren is making
won't
it
go
look.
under. The salination in this water is 34%. It won't let you go under. Remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Don't panic.
When she turned around,
Don't panic. Just
the idea
relax.
is that it says in the Torah that she turned into a pillar of salt, and this whole region became.
Well, don't fucking go out to fucking sea.
Because of that, as like a punishment. Right. It dates back to about the time that they think
Alright.
this started. Okay, that's one explanation. It's biblical. You subscribe to that.
Alright then, come back this way, float this way.
How can you not stand back up?
How do I know I've got you in? Sophie, I can't tell. How do I know if Sophie, how do I know if I've got you in it?
Turn it around, it's facing you.
Ah. Oh, right, oh. Oh. Alright, definitely, I must have had a cut on my finger because it's stinging like nothing on earth. I can see it now.
A lot of doctors and dermatologists here in Israel, if you have skin problems, psoriasis, etc., they recommend you come for a dip once a week.
As you can see, we are in the Dead Sea and I am floating. Very, very cool. Me and Darren, experts. Mum and Dad, not so much. I told Mum because of her shoulder up, but yeah, we are enjoying it. Darren's over at the little bench over there. And yeah, it definitely brings up anywhere where you might have a scrape or a cut, because I didn't think I had any, but my legs and my foot really hurt, so any open wound would kill like a bitch. But yeah, this is the Dead Sea. Jordan is across the way, and got like a shopping mall and the hotels, and it's really quite quiet and peaceful here. It is lovely, and hope that there's not too much water on this. And we'll see how a GoPro lasts with salty water. I don't know if you can see how sort of salty and balls of salt there are, and it's a bit unstable. Like, you definitely need shoes, and some bits you could sink your feet into more than others. I'll do a quick dip under. Yeah, very cool. Ow! Oh! 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 Put my shoe back on me. But you can see, the shallower you get to the beach, the more sort of clumps of balls it is. So we're out of the water now, but I thought I'd just show you on this camera what it's like. It is beautiful and it's so quiet. Not only like there's like no obviously crashing waves because it's surrounded by mountains, so it looks more like a lake, but there's like barely anyone here. Whether that's because people don't drive this far down, I don't know. There's a couple of hotels here, but and you can see all the salt and all the balls. It's really quite translucent, but yeah, really like a once in a lifetime thing, really. And aside from that noise, it is super quiet. And like I said, over there is the Jordan Mountains, which the Israelis have a pact with, so you can go in there if you're Jewish. But yeah, very, very cool.
Look how gorgeous the reflection of the mountain is in the water. They're out there by 7:15. God, we don't have...
collapsing into the sinkhole.
Yeah. In Florida, they have a lot of destruction like that happens to the buildings.
Yeah, because they built the whole place on a swamp.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We only watch them to make fun of them.
Yeah.
In their coverage of what goes on in Israel.
It's terrible.
And you just have to pay 400 shekels, take an eye test at the optometrist, and then they send you a license in the mail.
Oh, right. I never realised that Israel, even the concept that there was camels here.
Yeah, it's the Middle East. We got camels.
Flash football owner has his own helicopter to take him to his club.
Canada.
Do you get? What's that noise?
Right, because of all the kids in the street and all the families. Yes, it's a very, very, very safe area. I mean, little kids walk around on their own at night. It's very safe. It needs to calm down. People honking and doing.
Sheep town.
Boulevard.
Anywhere around here, I'll jump out.
At the 17 Rokak Interchange Junction, use the right lane to follow signs for Rokak BD, then keep right.
Good evening, guys. So we are back in the hotel room. It's 9 o'clock and I thought I'd do a little debrief of the day. So as you saw, we drove sort of about 2 hours south, about an hour and a half south of Jerusalem, towards the Dead Sea. We went to, what was it called, Darren? Masada?
Yeah, Masada.
Where we basically went up a huge rocky mountain, and at the top there is ruins of an ex-fortress where the Jews fought off the Romans for about 3 years, and then when they knew that they were going to get captured by the Romans, all the Jews decided to kill themselves so they weren't at the mercy of them. So that was there. That was really interesting. We went in, there was like a synagogue ruins that they had built, and inside was a scribe and he was writing out the Torah, and Dad said some Hebrew, he put some words into the Torah, and apparently when he finished writing the Torah, they do a ceremony and all sorts. So we did that. We then had lunch it was a very late lunch at the Dead Sea Mall, which is like opposite a couple of hotels. And from there we parked up there and you can literally walk through the other side of the shopping mall and you're at the Dead Sea. And so we spent a couple hours there floating around, and yeah, it was really good. What was your thoughts on the Dead Sea?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was good. I'll definitely recommend it. You won't see anything else like it, and you just like lay back and you just float.
It was really quite rocky on the floor. We didn't.
Oh well, I didn't really feel anything because I.
No, we wore our shoes in. Luckily, I had my sandals, but just bear in mind you probably need some sort of shoes.
I would recommend Crocs for it.
Crocs or water shoes, anything like that.
Water shoes.
And no cuts, no shaving before you go because it will be brutal. Tomorrow we're heading North Israel. No idea what we're doing, so we shall see. But yeah, I'm about to wash my hair, get all this like salty water off me, and we will see you tomorrow for whatever's in store for us. Bye! Oh, we went into a gift shop. So there will definitely be a haul at some point of what I got.